I'm playing it today is that Brian from the Lido is here. Brian, how are you, my friend?
It's been a long time.
Yes, it has.
2.5 years-ish.
I think so, yeah. I think there's a couple times where, you know, during COVID, you came in when there was like breaks and things, and then we kind of had to stop again, and it's been a long time. It's great to have you here. Thanks for coming by.
Well, it's nice to be in the studio. I'm not a big fan of that.
I know.
Remote.
You were not a fan of that.
When we open up, we'll come back.
Yeah. It was weird trying to, and I know this from having co-hosts. It was weird trying to reproduce chemistry when you had a window between you, or in some cases, you weren't even in the same room or the same building and whatnot.
It's about energy,
strange.
right? Yeah. It's about feeding off each other, and you know, that's what was so much fun about having the conversations with you. You know, and it's nice to be back.
Yes, and it's nice to have so many great things going on at the Lido. So, Brian,
it's busy.
Yeah, which is nice to say because kind of over the past few years, it's depending on what's going on. It's been a weird couple of years for you. Hey?
Well, you know, we've done a few things. It was a great opportunity to rebuild the Lido, so to speak. I had nothing else to do, so some of the folks in town know about it. Some have been to it. The Luna Lounge is now open and active. It's a cool place to be. It's a nice view from the top, you know.
Yeah, a very good way to use that space that before was just sort of there. Like, I guess you could walk out there beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
the staff would go out there, and that's where they would have their smoke breaks. But what ended up happening is a lot of the entertainers would go out there, and they'd want to get their picture with the iconic, you know, Lido sign. So they'd go underneath the balcony, and don't let WCB know this, but they would go out there, and they'd go out to the far edge, and they'd all pose hanging over the edge of the roof, you know, with the Lido sign so they could get the shot, you know.
Yeah.
And so now it's all safe. It's rated. I managed to do it by the rules, which is a gray area. So, well, I was going to just fix the roof a little bit and put the little balcony back on it and stuff like that. And then it just kind of morphed into bigger, better. And,
and it's a wonderful space to just like have a party, a gathering. There's performers up there, so it's like a smaller performance space that's now available. It's just very cool.
Yeah, last year we had a couple of spots where we. I think we went right. The last event was October 28th. We had an event up on there. It was a little bit chillier, but we do have the patio heaters up there. We had food service up there, live music. We're actually doing a resurrection of strawberry jam.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? I mean, you might not have been here yet.
The name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, we dubbed it, if I can borrow your name from one. We dubbed it The Sweet Taste of Local Music.
Yeah.
And it's all designed to get people back into performing live in locations, things like that. And so our first one is on the 22nd, excuse me, of this month. And we're going to have it up there. We've got Walker Tompkins. We've got Craig Brooks, of course, going to be there. Rob Doucette and Rachel Holmes.
Nice.
You know, and after that, we're going to just move right into a little open mic if people want to come up. And the difficult thing is we only have 50 seats. And so it tends to, it's like, oh my God, we're full already, you know. So if people are interested, they really should hit us up and reserve a table. There's tables of 2, 4, 6, 8 up there as well. But again, we're only limited to 50 seats, so it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
But hey, it's in the sunshine. When it's, you know, 25 on the street, it's 35 up on the Luna.
Yeah, and man, I've seen like photos of friends that have taken up there and whatnot. I mean, when you get the sun setting in the background, there's no better place to be. I did want to ask you quick, for people who don't know, the Luna Lounge, where'd you come up with the name?
Yes. My wife and I have a place in Mexico, and we went down there on date night, and every time we go on date night, we seem to find an animal. And a dog primarily, and we ended up coming across this dog after a few too many tequilas while we were visiting the Luna Lounge in Bucerias.
Oh, okay.
And we looked at this dog all but dead, and we put it in the back of this taxi cab. We took it to the vet, left it there for a couple of weeks to be cared for, put her on a plane, and brought her back to Fort St. John thinking that we would adopt her out. So, I mean, it's a fitting name. We were at the Luna Lounge. We rescued this dog named Luna. She comes to work with me every day, so we thought we should just call it the Luna Lounge, and that is how the name came to be. I do want to add one big note is that my wife and I, Cindy, have decided that we're going to move on. And part of the reason of building the Luna Lounge was for summertime activity. We were happy with being not busy during the summer. Someone who buys the Lido is going to want to be busy all the time, you know? And so we've listed the Lido. I don't know, suddenly, am I breaking up? Am I getting emotional? I don't know.
I mean, you've owned the Lido for quite some time, Brian.
We're looking to move on to the next chapter in our lives.
Yeah.
And we just started year 17, and what a ride it's been. It's great. I mean, we're booked all up through Christmas.
Wow.
You know, and so if somebody out there is interested, and it's important, we're not going to, it sounds weird, we're not going to sell it to just anybody.
Yeah.
And we don't want people to screw it up. You know, the town really seems to gravitate to it. They enjoy coming there. It's a safe place to, you know, for people to gather, safe place for people to enjoy the nightlife. You know, and it's got lots of history.
Yeah.
You know, it's 65 years old.
Energetic country could sound like...
Sorry about that, Brian. Some random music in the background started out there. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's just fine. I also have my son, noble son, Adam Kirshner.
Yeah.
Him and Naomi Shore are doing a show on June 10th. Tickets are actually going really quick for that.
Awesome.
He's a wingnut. I gotta love him. You know, he's just, there's regular artists, there's normal artists, and then there's Noble Son. And he's just so unique in his style of music. He was also on Night Agent. So he's left Fort St. John. He's making his way in this world today. So I've lost my person who was going to, you know, take over the Lido when I first bought it. He was my exit strategy. So my exit strategy has exited, so we're, you know, selling Lido to somebody else. But Adam and Naomi Shore are going to be on June the 10th. June 18th, we're bringing a Father's Day crib tournament.
Yes.
22nd, of course, is the Strawberry Jam up on the Luna. And the 24th, we have Rock Steady, which is a DJP, the guy who started Mashups 20 years ago. The original, he's coming up here and he's going to do it up for us.
Wow.
It's so much fun. And last but not least, and not necessarily in a chronological order, but June 16th. The 80s is such a great time for music because the music is so good back then, and it carries through. We've got Sweeney Todd coming back.
Wow.
Yeah. It's going to be June is crazy busy, Dub. So, you know, it's a big thank you to Fort St. John for keeping the Lido lively and alive, and we look forward to seeing everybody. Make sure you hit us up on the Lido.ca to see what's going on, and it's really good to see your beardless face. I now know what you look like.
Right? You were just so used to it. I warned you beforehand before you came. I was like, just so you know. I think you'd seen a video or something. I was like,
yes,
just be prepared for, you know, this.
I saw when it was about to happen, the massacre. Eh?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun.
All right, Brian, what's the box office number, by the way, just quickly?
250-785-3011. But again, we have a new ticketing system that came just before COVID. You just go to the Lido.ca and you click on the show that you want to come and see. And, of course, we always like phone calls, too.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a talker, so I like to hear from people. So any way you want to get a hold of us, please do.
Wonderful. And the other thing we kind of have to announce quickly is we're going to be doing this basically every week now, I believe. So
yeah, we're back to date and steady, you and I, you know, every Wednesday. Looking forward to it.
We took a 3-year break in our relationship, but we're back to it.
That's right. We just wanted to try other things, right? Yeah. But we're coming back. If you love it, set it free. Yeah, too much fun.
Awesome. The Lido.ca for more info. Brian, so happy to see you, and we'll see you again next week.
All right. See you.